All rise. This is the people versus the Wicked Witch, alias Queen. Judge Grimm presiding.
Thank you. You may be seated.
The people versus the Wicked Witch, alias Evil Queen. The witch had been accused of 3 counts of harassment, conspiracy, destruction of property, 2 counts of kidnapping, and an attempted murder of cannibalism, attempted murder by poisoning, attempted murder by arson, participation in slavery, and speeding on her broomstick.
How do you plead?
Oh, I never plead.
She means not guilty, Your Honor.
Oops, excuse me, Your Honor.
Opening statements?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I intend to prove today, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that this notorious woman is responsible for the above-mentioned crimes and is single-handedly the worst villain in all of the kingdom. Should we have to put up with her wicked deeds? Should she be allowed to walk our paths unattended? No. We must take a stand now and prevent any further wrongdoing. She must be foiled in her attempt to prevent the general public from living happily ever after.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my client is no criminal. She is a victim of misunderstanding. She was trying to defend what's rightfully hers and protect herself. Don't ask her wrong, she has already suffered. When you hear the side of her story, I know you will find my client not guilty of what she's been accused of.
The prosecution may call their first witness.
I call to the stand the Cowardly Lion.
Counsel?
What? What do you mean he's not coming? Oh well, I call to the stand Tin Swordsman.
I was afraid of that.
What now?
He was going to show up, but his heart wasn't in it.
Of course. I call to the stand the Scarecrow.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you, Goose?
I do.
You may be seated.
Now, Scarecrow, please tell us again what happened to you.
Well, my friends and I went on our way to Emerald City, minding our own business. When suddenly the witch popped out of nowhere and threw on top of the roof of this house and threw a fireball right at me. If it weren't for Tim, the Tin Man, I would have burned alive.
Can you point out this evil witch for the court?
Yes, that's her.
Thank you. No further questions.
Isn't it true that you and your friends were trespassing on the witch's private property when this event occurred?
I do not recall if you're on her property yet or not.
How convenient. But you do admit that you chose to ignore the warning signs, clearly marking the boundaries?
That's the reason to try to kill me.
Yes.
Besides, she tried to kill Dorothy.
Yes or no? Answer the question. Did you or did you not trespass?
Well, yes.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I submit to you that the Scarecrow here was trespassing with harmful intentions towards my client, and any act that the Miss Witch may have taken was out of pure self-defense. Your witness.
Thank you. Now, Scarecrow, I just have one question for you. Did you have your brain at the time of this incident?
Your Honor, I object. The defense is badgering the witless.
Approach the bench. Extend potatoes. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato, more. Overruled, the witness will answer the question.
Well, you see, sir, sorry my brain later. In a way, you see, you're ornery.
Ornery? Are you calling me ornery? Have you lost your mind?
No,
Judge Grimm, he said ornery, not honorary.
Oh, never mind then, please continue.
well, I think I had a small brain all along. I just didn't know it till after the diploma.
Just answer the question. Yes or no?
No, I did not.
Well, that's a no-brainer.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I submit to you that the Scarecrow, who was knowingly brainless at the time, and should not have been on the street. Because of this, I demand his whole testimony be irrelevant and be stricken from the record.
Stricken. You will all forget everything you just heard.
You may be sued. For our next witness, I call Dorothy to the stand.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you goose?
I do.
You may be seated.
Now, Dorothy, could you please tell us about your experience with the evil witch?
All I know is Toto and I came here by mistake when I landed in Munchkin Land, and the good witch gave me the rubby slippers for luck. And next thing I know, this wicked witch was chasing after me, threatening Toto and me, and demanding my shoes. It was very rude.
And you had never met her before? She had no reason to attack you, did she?
Oh no, sir, I had never seen her before. Then when I met some friends, we were all on our way to Emerald City to ask for help, when this wicked witch tried to poison us in a poppy field.
Oh, you poor thing. Why, that's simply terrible. You must have suffered so.
We were very scared. Then the witch kidnapped me and my dog Toto and locked us in her dungeon as prisoners. All because she wanted my shoes, and I couldn't seem to get them off my feet.
So, envy drove her to attempt murder.
Objection, Your Honor. Envy is a sin, not a crime.
Pick a number between 1 and 10.
5, 3.
The number was 2. Defense was closest. Objection sustained.
You truly are a brave soul for overcoming such trauma. No further questions, Your Honor.
I have a few questions. Isn't it true that your house flattened her sister upon arrival to Munchkin Land?
If you please, sir, I didn't mean to. It was an accident.
But that doesn't make it okay, does it? Whether you call it murder or accidental manslaughter, it's still a death on your hands.
Yes, I suppose she is.
And do you not also receive stolen property, a pair of ruby slippers, from the witch?
They were a gift from the good witch.
And you watched her take those slippers off the cold, dead feet of her dead sister, did you not? So she knew they were not yours and the good witch's property, didn't you?
I suppose I did, but...
And the poppy field, where you claim my client poisoned the flowers, whose property was that?
I don't know, sir.
So you were knowingly trespassing on somebody else's land, weren't you?
We weren't intentionally trespassing. I was just trying to get home in the yellow brick road that is to the poppy field, and we couldn't see Emerald City right on the other side.
A convenient shortcut. You are the known... They couldn't be bothered to go the legal way. They cut through somebody else's property, trampling flowers without mercy.
But what about when she kidnapped me and Toto and locked us in the dungeon until she could kill us?
What else could she do? You are the known killer of her sister who was attempting to murder again, just because some guy called Wizard told you to. You were willing to trade her life for a free trip to Kansas. You disgust me.
I just wanted to go home. I just want to go home. There's no place like home.
Pardon me.
No further questions.
I call to the stand Snow White.
Ew, it's filthy.
No, it's not. It's all fairy tales. Everything's rated PG.
No, the
I
cover.
promise.
The cover, it has some kind of dirt and food crumbs on it. Do you have a cloth or something? I've done a lot of cleaning up after total slobs in my life.
Anyways, did you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you goose?
I do.
You may be seated.
Now, Miss Snow White, I heard the witch threatened you out of your family, your home, and your life. Is that true?
It is.
When the witch, who was using the alias of Queen at the time, discovered your whereabouts, did she not try and come and poison you?
She did.
Please, tell the court what happened.
Well, I was cleaning my home when I saw this little old lady out the window. She was selling apples. I thought it might be nice to go buy some. She gave me one to sample, and I took a bite. And there must have been something in it, because that's all I remember after that.
You poor thing. I won't make you go through such a traumatic thing again. No further questions, Your Honor.
Now, Snow, you say you were cleaning your house. Do you have any witnesses that can testify you're at the house with the question? Have a question?
No, sir. I was alone.
Are there any medical reports showing that the apple you had had something poisoned in it?
No.
Your Honor, the testimony is hearsay, and I think you should stricken from the record.
Agreed.
You may be seated.
I call to the stand the magic mirror.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you goose?
I always do.
Tell the court what you know about the Snow White incident.
Snow White was fairest of them all, and so my queen paid her a call. If Queenie gave Snow White the boot, she thought the prince would find her cute.
And did she act on any of these feelings of jealousy and hatred?
She picked an apple and brewed a brew, then put on a costume and off she flew. Her brew was poisoned, and his dish she placed into an apple it was quite laced. She went in disguise to see Snow White, sold Snow the apple, and Snow took a bite. Snow fell unconscious and dropped to the ground, and Queen fled the scene with nary a sound.
Traitor!
My queen, I only show what's true. That's all any mirror can do.
There will be no more outbursts like that. Only I'm allowed to have outbursts like that. Understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mirror. No further questions.
How do you know this information? Did you follow her?
I could not follow her at all. I was nailed to the wall.
If she was disguised, how do you know it was her?
I see these things because I'm magic. I hate it when they get so tragic. I saw her give the fruit to Snow. If I had not, how would I know?
Your Honor, I submit to you that there's no way this mirror could have known that the disguised apple salesman was the witch without being there at the time of the apple sale. You may be seated.
I call to the stand Sleeping Beauty. It's all icky.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you goose?
I do.
You may take your seat.
Now, Sleeping Beauty. Isn't it true that the witch cursed you with death upon reaching your 16th birthday?
Yes, if a good fairy hadn't altered the curse, I would have died. But I only caught up on my beauty sleep.
Why did the witch want to kill you?
I don't really know why. I didn't even know her. I guess because she's jealous that I'm a princess and she's just some stupid old witch.
Petty jealousy. Just as I suspected. No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, a little notes. Isn't it true the whole kingdom outcasted Miss Witch? When at your christening, didn't you parents exclude her in front of the whole kingdom?
I don't know. I was really young at the time, but I didn't see her name in the guest list in any of my scrapbooks.
Prove her being wrongfully outcasted in her own kingdom. You may be seated.
I call to the stand Prince Charming.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you goose?
Of course I do.
You may be seated.
Tell us about Snow White.
Poor Snow had been poisoned by the witch, and only a kiss from her one true love could bring her back to the land of the living.
And you know it was the witch who killed her because the dwarf she was living with at the time.
The dwarves, of course. But what do you mean living with? Snow, how could you? I thought we had something special.
Pull yourself together, man. Now tell us about Sleeping Beauty.
Well, she's been asleep for hundreds of years. Many have tried to awaken her, but it wasn't until I came along with my true technique.
What? You mean you and Sleeping Beauty, and you dare question me about the dwarves? How could you?
Snow, sweetheart, it's not what you think.
I take a little nap and you go out prancing in the woods kissing strangers and don't call her sweetheart.
Let me explain. You both mean the
Order!
Animal.
Rude.
Snow, wait.
It's Snow White, you nincompoop. Don't you even remember my name?
And I don't know. You've got some nerve. And going off in the woods with that little tramp who lives in a commune with all those men.
That's my natural It's my natural charm, I'm afraid.
Let's get
It
started
runs in the
now.
family.
As for you,
Don't talk to me. I know all about you wandering around in the forest, just inviting trouble.
Order! Order in the court. Bailiff, remove them.
Hey, no, you can't do this to me. What you doing? Hey. I called Gretel to the stand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you goose?
I will if you give me a cookie. Hansel took the last one.
I got it first, fair and square.
Did not.
Did so.
Did not.
Order! Both of you approach the bench. Bring the cookie in hand. So this is what's been causing all the problems between you two. I will be taking this now.
Your Honor, I'm afraid that isn't evidence. It's just a cookie these kids brought in.
A cookie, huh? Do you know what the penalty is for bribing a judge?
What's the penalty?
What's a bribe?
I asked my question first.
Did not.
Did so.
Did not.
Order!
I believe the cookie was intended for them.
Thank you for sharing it with me. You may be seated.
What about my cookie?
It's his Honor's cookie now.
Is not.
It's two!
Ha ha.
Wonderful.
Now, Gretel, tell the court what happened the night you and Hansel met the witch.
Well, we were lost and hungry, and we went up on this house that was made out of cake and candy. So we took a bite, of course, and then we saw this witch come out of it, and she tried to broil us that night.
That must have been very scary. Two poor children, lost and alone in the woods. Can you tell us what happened in between the time you met the witch and she tried to bully you guys?
Well, she made us slaves, and she even locked us up in her house for I don't even know how long.
So, after she kidnapped you, she turned you into her personal slave and locked up your brother with the intent to eat him? These are surely the actions of a sick and twisted mind.
isn't it true, Gretel, that you and your brother were trespassing on Mrs. Witch's property when this event occurred? That you were eating her out of house and home?
Well, I mean,
Did your parents ever teach you manners?
yes, but
If you were lost, why didn't you just ring her doorbell and ask for help? You were lost, but no, you weren't hungry. You ate all that candy.
there was cake.
Go sit down.
I call Hansel to the stand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you goose?
Yummy cookie crumbs. Is there any more?
Pay attention! Do
Sure.
you,
Can I have a cookie?
do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you goose?
Sure. Now, can I have some cookie?
Describe to us the night you met the witch.
It's like Gretel said, we were trying to find our way home when we found the witch's house. The first night was great, like a bed and breakfast. But then we figured out she was really just trying to eat us. Things sort of went downhill from there.
Yes, being in prison and enslaved with the threat of attended death by cannibalism can make a person tend to see the dark side of things. No further questions.
Hansel, you and your sister knew this was something how you were destroying, did you not?
It was gingerbread.
Yeah, no, it wasn't yours. You trespassed my client's property and ate her out of house and home?
The chocolate frosting was divine. Though the cake was a little dry, you might want to use some more oil next time.
And instead of having you both thrown into the snare for your crimes, my client took pity on you. Took her alone, in the woods, fending for herself, hungry.
Yes, but then she locked me in her dungeon and she was fattening me up. She was going to eat me. Can I have some more cookies from the book?
No. And can someone get this boy a napkin and call the next witness?
I have no further witness.
I go to stand. Call to stand, Miss Witch.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, so help you goose?
Indeed I do.
You may take your seat.
Now, Miss Witch. Miss Witch, you've heard the testimony of many witnesses today. Would you share your side of the story, please?
Well, sir,
It's true that it has some conflict with some local children, and I know it's only natural for kids to think of me as the old witchy lady. Kids be cruel that way. But Your Honor, I was an emotional wreck at the time. First, there was the embarrassment of being shunned from my own neighborhood when I wasn't invited to Sleeping Beauty's party.
That must have been awful for you.
Public humiliation is never very easy. I moved to another kingdom where nobody knew me and lived as queen, and I ruled my kingdom. Wizards told me what he claimed was a magic mirror. As you all see, it's clearly a detective.
Was it not through this mirror that you met Snow White?
Mirror made me aware of her presence, yes, but began malfunctioning shortly thereafter.
Snow claims that the apple you gave her was poisoned. Did you poison it?
Merciful heavens, no! Now the poor girl didn't bother to clean it before she ate it. It could have some pesticides on it.
And what about Dorothy?
She's a murdering little brat who deserved to suffer. Pardon me, sir, you were saying?
What about Hansel and Gretel? Did you plan to eat them?
Oh, the poor little angels misunderstood. I did say I wanted to fatten them up, the little dears. They were so hungry and they looked like they hadn't had a good meal in heaven knows how long.
In Gretel's testimony, she claimed that you tried to make her a slave. Is this true?
I asked her to do a few things around the house. I am an old lady.
That's certainly understandable. The final charge brought against you is speeding on your broomstick. How do you explain that?
Well, sir, the air traffic controllers were on strike that day, so I guess I flew off the little handle a bit. I promise I'll make a clean sweep of my past, and if you give me another chance.
We'll certainly try. You may be seated. We'll certainly try. No further questions.
You may cross-examine.
I have nothing to say to this witch.
Closing statements.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the jury, you've heard many testimonies today that prove that this witch is a menace to society. It is now your turn to do the right thing and put her away for her crimes so the streets are safe to walk again. I can only see one verdict. Guilty.
Alright, cut there.
It's good people of the jury. I'm sure you've seen for yourselves this poor woman has been wronged. Please don't add. Let her live out her golden years.
The jury will deliberate.
All rise! Be seated. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have heard the testimonies of both sides, and now it's your turn to decide who believed the witch should be guilty, who believed the witch should be innocent. Thank you for your participation. As the juror in the jury in this very important, all rise. Be seated.
Has the jury reached a verdict?
They have, Your Honor. In the case of the people versus the wicked witch, the jury has found the witch to be
Guilty.